Looks like a motorbike. Oh, it's a scooter. Scooter.
Alright, so I've been shopping again, and I've got a number of cycle thread bolts here. I've just tried some of these and they fit really well, so I got them for this part in here. There's a nut on that's welded on the end there, so that I can get these panels on the back, and that means that I'll be able to fit all of this stuff up and measure all of this stuff up. So let's go ahead and get that panel on. Now that's sort of on there, so you're getting the general idea of what that should be looking like. I'll pop the other side on as well. Now if you see along here, we've got a few places, I mean this one's a bit rusted out, but there's a few places for pinch holes to sort of pinch all these together. So what we'll do is we'll pop those together and then we'll get an idea for how the floor should go. Alright, so I've got the panels on here and you can see how this opening is happening now. So, I almost cut myself. So what I'm thinking, I saw a picture of someone else and it's basically a half circle that just comes down on an angle, so there's no fancy sort of cone that centrically comes out and gets bigger up to here. It's just a simple half cylinder that goes down like that. Hopefully we can do that. It doesn't actually look too bad of a shape here. It's quite flat at the top, so I'll try and aim to get this shape, and then it's a simple case of just putting it on an angle and trying to marry all of that up there. We've got that starting bit there. We basically just want to bend it around so we get that shape. That's the general shape there. Of course, you're not going to see much of this anyway because it's going to be right at the bottom and it's going to be dangled down as well. The next step is, because this is obviously going to be angled down, if you imagine we're looking at the side, we're going to need to put a cut along this way somewhere. It'll curve around as well. So I get the idea how that comes down. So we just need to come up a little bit more. That's alright. So sort of, you can see it's got a weird, quite hard to figure out those angles, but we get there. So I've sort of been working on a V2 for my floor here. The V1 got a little bit not great. This is the V1 here. And you can sort of see it's been a bit not really like it's going to fit. I don't really like the shape. I haven't really shaped it too well, so I think I'll probably give this one a bit of a skip. I've started sort of remaking based off the mold of the shape. So here's the mold of the shape. Doing this guy here. The plan now is to basically just have this guy going on a downward angle. It's sort of what I had planned before, but what I did before was I was trying to cut this to the floor. This is going to go through the floor. For example, you can see that it's just, I'm going to cut out the shape slowly, go through the floor, and hopefully that'll work out a bit nicer. It's going to have quite a steep angle. I don't have other steel and I can't really be bothered making the floor again. I think that'll be good enough. Hopefully next time you see it, it'll just be done. This here probably gives you a bit of the idea of what we're doing. You see it's just going to sort of slide downward and into there. So it'll look like this, and this black line at the top here is where it meets the rest of the body. So I've got quite a bit of stuff underneath it, so what I'll do is I'll fold those back and I'll rivet them. So out here you can see I've sort of set this up, and this fits pretty much just in like that, so that should fit really nicely. So that first rivet I've put in there so we can really get everything going on this. The bottom side has got all these tabs around it, so I've sort of cut them, bent them out into the shape so I can rivet a few of these into there. Look at that, like brand new. I've put the floor just temporarily, I think it fits really well there. I've also just trimmed this edge bit here to be 20mm so that I can fit this chrome bit on. At the moment I'm pretty happy with how this is all fitting. Don't really know why it's got a bend in the end. I'm sure I'll find that out later on. Probably something to do with that guy. We've got some new bits that have arrived from the internet. Some cable kits. Basically my plan is just to make cables for the scooter, because otherwise I could get the guy at the shop to make them, but at $150 a cable and 3 or 4 cables it feels like a bit of money. But I might get started on the clutch, and so we've got clutch, choke, throttle, and then we've got some brakes maybe that will do. And let's get into it. That comes through into there, recesses into here. Come up here. So yes, if you look in here, right where that red cable is, there's a little recess, and that will come out through here, just underneath the exhaust. It's so close. Well, I just tried using the clutch, and to the surprise of absolutely nobody, my soldering is not up to scratch, and that is pulled out. So I'm just trying to solder this bit in. So basically I filled in the bottom there to get soldered, and then I'll split apart that wire. I've got some extra cable I'm just sort of stuffing in there, so it creates like a little ball at the end, and with that ball we'll just put some flux on there and then we'll just solder it in there. It should come out nicely. So I put on the sheathing, that was from the other cable that I made. We'll just chop this bit end off here, put some quick fixes on it, and we'll see if it'll work as a clutch cables. Basically my testing here is just to see whether I'm able to actually make good enough quality cables or not. We'll see if this works or not. Well, it seems to work fine. The first time, this thing just went straight away. Now it's actually holding, which is a definite improvement. It's getting late, so I might call it at that, and I'll see you guys next time.